This live chat's gonna be cool, baby. Can already feel it. It's gonna be cool. Like a tropical island, like a tropical island, like a tropical island, like a tropical island. On a tropical island, underneath the molten lava moon, I'm hanging with the hula dancers, asking questions 'cause they got all the answers. Putting on lotion, sitting by the ocean, rubbing it on my body, rubbing it on my body. I've gotta get out of this cave, because it's nothing but a gladiator grave. And if I stick to the plan, I think I'm gonna be a lava man. Like a tropical island, like a tropical island. It's gonna be a cool live show. Like a tropical island. It's cool. Like a tropical island. On a tropical island, I'm underneath the molten lava moon, hanging with the hula dancers, asking questions 'cause they got all the answers. Sitting by the ocean, putting on lotion, rubbing it on my body, rubbing it on my body. What's up, Barry Blitunic? Build it and they will come. You talking about the prison industrial complex? Yep, because if you build prisons, they're gonna get filled. Build those cells, they're gonna get filled, baby. Build those cement bunks, you're gonna get bodies on them. Sitting by the ocean, putting on lotion, rubbing it on my body, rubbing it on my body. Gotta get out of this cave, 'cause it's nothing but a gladiator grave. And if I stick to the plan, I think I'm gonna be a lava man. That too, but I mean the live stream. Yeah, I mean, well, I've got 2 people. That's 2 people more than I had a minute ago. So I think we're doing pretty damn good. And hey, look at the resolution on the screen. I'm getting better at these live stream sessions. I'm starting to figure it out. I'm telling you. It's not going to be lame like before. This one's going to be cool. It's going to be cool like a tropical island. Like a tropical island. Hanging with the hula dancers, asking questions 'cause they got all the answers. Sitting by the ocean, putting on lotion, rubbing it on my body, rubbing it on my body. Gotta get out of this cave, because it's nothing but a gladiator grave. And if I stick to the plan, I think I'm gonna be a lava man. Yup. It's gonna be cool like a tropical island, baby. Just like a tropical island. Where I make bacon pancakes. Do I have a guitar with me? Yeah, I've always got several guitars. Well, 2. Does 2 count as several? I've got 2. I've got 2 guitars. I have an electric guitar and an acoustic guitar. And the interesting thing is I could actually plug the electric right into the live stream without having to go through the air to the microphone, because I'm going through my my little Korg D4 digital recording studio thing with a studio mic, and that's how I That's how I do these things. I mean, like, I might not have a webcam, but you always get high quality sound with me because I've got recording equipment. So that is like the saving grace of my channel, I guess. That's why I even have any subscribers at all. Piggy's Go Moo says, did you hear about Israel apparently bombing a Syrian airport? For real? I mean, did they do it directly, or were they just behind it? Was Israel the one behind it? Or did they actually do it? Because it's unlike them to do things out in the open like that. Give me the details. Urge to know more intensifies. Cause see, I could look it up myself. I could do a Google search, but, you know, I don't want to sacrifice this god tier screen resolution that I'm getting right now. Look, you can actually read the text on the screen. This is amazing. Do I like farting? Sometimes. I mean, you know, when you eat a bunch of greasy food and you got a stomach ache, sometimes a good fart, you know, it's very cathartic. Or should I say, cathartic? Can't post a link. Well, even if you did, I wouldn't be able to click the link. Just revive the lost art of conversation, man. Come on, be a raconteur. Tell me about it. Tell me in your own words. And then I'll rate it with the red pen. You know, if it's good enough, you'll get a shiny gold star. And then I can say, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Like a tropical island, like a tropical island. The Syrian news said that Israeli jets bombed the Meza airport. Yeah, but the Syrian news would say that, wouldn't they? I mean, is there any third-party verification near Damascus? Well, yeah, it would be. I mean, that makes sense. Capital city and all that. That is the capital city of Syria, isn't it? Damascus, right? It's where all the crusaders used to hang out and buy their swords. Get that Damascus steel, yo. That's the good shit. With all the swirlies in it. Wish I could get me one of them. I'd be cutting those Saracens down, baby. Deus Pult! It's on RT. Oh, if it's on RT, then I believe it. Okay, that's all I really needed to hear. I didn't catch that right away. Yeah, I mean, if it's on RT, it's true. Okay, so that's it. I don't require any further proofs. And I'm not being sarcastic at all right now, by the way. I'm being totally serious. It was bombed for sure. There are videos of it, but it might not have been Israel. It's unlike them to, you know, cross the line like that. I mean, Syria. Your efforts are a gold star, right? So Israel always, you know, they're not exactly in everybody's good graces, right? Because of what they do to the Palestinians. So it seems like a provocative move for Israel to do something like that. Besides, why would they need to do that when they have the Goyim to fight for them? I mean, that's what the U.S. military does, is fight for Israel, right? So wouldn't we just bomb the Syrian airport for them? And thereby make ourselves Syria killers. Syrio killer! Ooh, ooh. Rocking your mind like Godzilla. RT is very good. It's not as good as Itar Toss and Ria Novosti. That's that real good shit. That's that next level shit. Get on my level. The Middle East has been a hornet's nest since the Bible days. Bombings there are hardly even news anymore. Well, I mean, it's anything that happens in Syria right now is news. That's what everybody's attention is focused on right now. It's all about Syria. Anyway, though, I promised I would do it, so I'm going to do it. That'll do, pig. That'll do. It's 11:30 too late at night to start a live stream? I was wondering about that. I can't wait to get my new microphone working. I got a new microphone. I went to the Salvation Army today, and I found, like, this old antique microphone from, like, a church, and it was for sale for $1. It was $1. And I'm like, oh man, vintage recording equipment. Audiophilia, baby, woo! But it takes batteries. And I've got to get a battery and it's like a weird battery. It's like this little stubby battery. It says, DL12AASE. I've never seen one of these before. It's like a 3-volt little fucking battery the size of like you ever had combos? Those little pretzel things with like the cheese inside? It looks like one of them. It's like this tiny little stubby battery. Nice pig emoji there, Piggies Go Moo. I dig it. Everybody's got these cool custom emojis on here. I haven't figured out how to do them yet. Maybe it's this little smile button. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see. What do I have to choose from? Do I get to do them? Oh, the pinwheel of death. Ah, here we go. Oh, nope. I lost it. I had it and I lost it. Let's see. Wow, that is a wide selection there. I don't know. Oh, let's see. What do we got here? Anything that looks particularly interesting? Let's check these out. Still discovering the features of YouTube. Learn with Fakesagan. Let's see what. Oh, there's a Twitter bird. Let's see what else we got. Ah, human centipede. Nice. Let's see what else. This one's kind of weird. What the hell is this? Oh, it's like a moon cycle thing. Okay. See, jack-o'-lantern. All right. Wow, there are hundreds of these. Oh, a guitar. Yep, that's my choice. There we go. Guitar, I choose you. And how do I make this go away? That's the... Oh, there we go. Beautiful. How is everybody's day? You want to hear how mine went? Great. I got my paycheck, and it was $90. It was only $95. But on the plus side, I spent hours and hours doing research, and I finally found like one credit union that was willing to give me an account. You know how I haven't been able to do any e-begging because I couldn't get a bank account? Because I'm in that check systems thing where, like, you know, if you owe one Jew money, like, none of the Jews will ever let you have a bank account again because they're all, like, in collusion against each other. And it's like, what the hell happened to Glass-Steagall, yo? Well, I finally found a credit union that was like, Fakesagan approved. So, in 7 to 10 days, I got a fucking debit card. Yeah. And then I'm going to make a fucking Patreon. Yeah. And then I'm going to get a webcam. Oh, yeah. So big things happening to the Fakesagan channel. Big changes, big things. Big changes, big things. And it's going to be cool, baby. like a tropical island, like a tropical island. No, it's not Green Dot. No, it's a real account at a credit union. I found a credit union. Actually, I called like 100 credit unions, and all of them were like, "Oh, you're in check systems? Yeah, we're not going to give you an account." But I kept trying. Like I kept doing research, and I went on this website called nerdwallet.com. And I dug in. I dug my heels in and just like hit the books. And I found out there's this thing called second chance checking that some banks do. And they don't really advertise it. They don't really like tell you about it. You have to know. Like you have to know about this before you go in and talk to the account specialist. But like this is something they do for people who have like bad bank credit. Like because Check Systems is like this consumer reporting agency that like, it's not your credit rating. It's like a separate thing where it's like if one bank fucks you over, then all the other banks are like going to just gang fuck you and then bukkake all over your face. And like, you'll never have an account again as long as you live. But I found one credit union that was like, Fakesagan approved. And they put the big rubber stamp on there that said approved. It was awesome. Should have been there. Make more ponage videos. Not everybody likes the ponage videos, you know. See, this is what I was talking about in the comments section to my most recent video, because somebody was like, "Oh, these political videos are so great. Why do you waste time with the drama ones? Why don't you just do this all the time?" And I said, you know, I can't please everybody. Some people like the philosophy, some people like the politics, some people like the ponage. Some people only want to sip on that Chateau Le Ponage, you know. But I've just got to exercise my own discretion and try to do a healthy mix of the content that everybody likes. So stick around, wait long enough, and there will be some ponage. You know, I got into a little bit of text ponage today in somebody else's comment section. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't. But there's a bad moon rising. It looks like there might be some ponage looming on the horizon. So just, hang tight. And you never know what might happen. Lord Gricknash says, I'm working from my home, so if my bank fucked me, I'd be literally fucked. And not in a good way. Well, dude, you should get a credit union instead of a bank. I'm just saying. I mean, that's my opinion. Because they're kind of the same thing, but it's a little bit less Jewish. It's like just a little bit less Jewish, you know. You might be able to use your phone as a media device camera. No. Barry Blatunic, I used to make YouTube videos with my phone, and you probably remember those because they're the ones where I had the bandana over my face, and you know that was like a clever way. Because it fit in with the whole anarchist motif of like what I was talking about in my videos at the time anyway. But the real reason why I was doing that is because the phone sucks so bad that the image and the sound would go out of sync. So it looks like I'm lip syncing to my own self. And the only way I could hide that and make it less jarring to the viewer was to cover my mouth with something. So when I make videos with my phone, it sucks. It is not good. Angry Pool Man said, nobody's here because they're all watching everybody's Nintendo Switch reactions. Where's the Nintendo Switch reaction? Shit, I should be going to watch that. Where's that at? Did the Nintendo Switch like just come out today or something? I never know what's going on. I'm such a fucking alien life form. Like I never know what's cool. I just don't. Why do people even watch my videos? I'm so like, my finger is like up my ass, far away from the pulse of society. I just don't know. What was the last one to find out? This is a bad time to do a stream fake. I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. I'm in the mood to do a stream. And besides, you're here. I wouldn't care if it was just you, Angry Pool Man. It's me and you. We can shoot the shit. We can talk about Adventure Time. Do you like Adventure Time? Bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes. You take some bacon and put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Just thought you'd let me know. Well, I appreciate it that you're letting me know, but, you know, I'm still gonna do a live stream, because this is what I feel like doing. Yeah, the Smooth Terrace videos have covered up the lag. Yeah, I mean, I had to wear that do-rag over my face to hide the fact that my sound and video were badly out of sync. Man, when I start e-begging and start making real high-quality videos, it's going to be so sweet. Like, I've been saving my good ideas. People don't even realize that. Like, you want to know why my videos suck so bad lately? And why everybody's bitching and crying like, you're a shell of your former self. You're not as entertaining as you used to be. Yeah, because I don't want to waste my good content when I have zero production values and I can't even fucking webcam myself. I'm just storing up those good ideas. And they're all going to come out. Believe me. It's going to be a Fakesagan renaissance. And of course, I'm going to be the Da Vinci of it, because I'm Fakesagan. Nintendo just released a press conference about their upcoming hardware. Cool. Man, I don't even know what the Nintendo Switch is, and like, I've always been a Nintendo guy. Like, fuck the Xbox, fuck the PlayStation, and fucking Sega, and all that shit, man. It's always been about Nintendo for me. I love Nintendo, and I don't even know about this Switch. I mean, I even had a fucking Virtual Boy. Till I sold it because it gave me migraines. But man, like, I don't know what this Switch thing. I even had the fucking DS. I had the DS, man. I had all that shit. Nintendo just released... oh, right, I already read that. I am... because I'm a diehard fan, lol. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got... I don't know why I got out of gaming. It's really something I can't explain. Although I kind of feel vindicated, because, like, if you look at the direction that the gaming community went in, it's like the minute I left, it just became this weird MRA MGTOW thing. Like, almost overnight. And I don't want to be associated with all that. I mean, yeah, Anita Sarkeesian sucks, and I'm not saying that Zoe Quinn doesn't suck, but, like, at the same time, I mean, it's just kind of gay. Kind of is. You can't really deny that. Nintendo is the best! Yeah, it is. It really is. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, it's Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, it's 16 motherfucking goddamn bits. 16 motherfucking goddamn bits. When I was a kid, I used to play Sega. Now I play a Sega emulator. My bit rate's still 16, motherfucker. Since I was a preteen, motherfucker. Y'all a bunch of pussies cause you get to save. But I had to play for 300 days. I could make it to the last level straight, and just like Altered Beast, I'll rise from my grave. Your motherfucking grave. Yeah, SNES is where it was at. I loved SNES. What was your favorite SNES game, Lord Gricknash? Because I can easily tell you what mine was. Breath of fucking Fire, baby. Breath of Fire. And for NES, original NES, it's got to be Fakesagan, man. Fakesagan was the shit! Get them wing boots. Remember your mantra, nigga. And that game was fucking sweet. Am I the only one who remembers this shit? I feel old. Fakesagan, you said that I was here even though the Switch shit was going on. And I said I am here because I'm a diehard fan of yours. I should have clarified that. And I love you for it, Angry Pool Man. I mean, but like, you know, if you're dying to go watch this Switch thing, whatever it is, like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. And I'm not saying I don't want you here or I don't care if you leave. Like, I mean, I'll cry like a baby bitch the minute you leave. But it's okay. I mean, I won't be butthurt about it. That's what I want you to understand. Fakesagan is a very emotionally independent motherfucker. I mean, really, like, I would almost just make videos for myself to just listen to the sound of my voice. So good, console and portable system in one. Wow. So for real? So it's a... well, I mean, this has been done before, though. That's been... Like, didn't fucking PlayStation have, like, a portable handheld Game Boy kind of thing that was also, like, a console that you could plug in and play it like a console? I mean, that's been done, hasn't it? Finally powerful enough to compete a bit, I think. I mean, it only makes sense they're doing this because technology just keeps getting smaller and smaller. So, like, really, they should have done this sooner. I mean, you'd think they would all be like that. Why are consoles still big? It's kind of weird that consoles are big. I mean, nothing else is big. Except my dick! Final Fantasy VI. Castlevania 4 for me. Oh, all the Castlevania games are awesome. Especially Symphony of the Night, yeah. My favorite SNES game was Zelda, A Link to the Past. Breath of Fire was good. Oh, yeah, I meant to say Breath of Fire too, by the way. I should have thrown that in. Like, but I kind of assumed everybody. And Chrono Trigger. Oh man, Chrono Trigger was the shit. Super Metroid, yeah. I mean, for me, it's always going to be about original Metroid. They never captured the feel of it. Okay, I know I'm going to piss people off by saying this, but like none of the Metroid sequels, and I mean none of them, captured the feel of original Metroid. Like when you played original Metroid, like even as rudimentary as the graphics were, like the game was scary and it was mysterious. And it had this ambiance, it had this feel. It was like the original Alien movie with Sigourney Weaver. Like there was just something about it, and like none of the fucking sequels were like that. Like they were all just kind of cartoony after that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But like, yeah, that old Justin Bailey shit, man, that was the shit. You can leave YouTube at any minute, Fakey. I have to stay whole. You are here. No PlayStation, didn't have a console, portable. I thought they did. Are you sure? I really... Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I dreamed about it. PSP. Yeah, what wasn't... I mean, I never had a PSP. But couldn't you, like, use that like a console? I mean, wasn't there some way to, like, plug that into your TV? There was... I feel like something like this existed already. Lord Gricknash says, the bad guy in the first Breath of Fire was named Zog. The translators were Red Pill. Zionist occupational government. Oh, that's fucking dope. Yeah, but you know, the Japanese are red-pilled as fuck, though. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Like, that there's a lot of old-school Nazis in Japan. Because they were a fucking Axis power, you know? And they haven't let that shit go. They're fucking still like, you know, they're still doesn't Japan like still have a god emperor and shit? It's just like he's symbolic now or something. Am I wrong? I don't know that much about Japan. I've never really been a weeaboo. Super Metroid. Hold on, I'm missing shit. Jews are fucking sliding the chat. Slide it. Super Metroid enhanced the feel of the original Metroid. The feeling of isolation and mystery was perfectly captured in Super Metroid. Perfectly modified. No, I disagree. I'm sorry. I just disagree. It's all about original Metroid, man. Like, I don't know why. And let me tell you something else too. The levels in the original Metroid, like each one had its own feel. Each level was like so different from every other level that like when you discovered a new one, it was like you were playing a whole nother game, and it was like, holy shit, look at this. And none of the other Metroid games were like that. They tried to be, but they weren't. I don't know. I'm just saying. What about Metroid Zero Mission? I didn't play that one. At least I don't think I did. Okay, which system was that for? I don't think I played that one. Just a remake of the first. Oh, if it's a remake of the first, then I might have liked it then. I mean, that does make sense. Zero Mission. Duh. All right. PS Vita could double as a controller for PS4. That's about it. I guess I just imagined it. I guess I just dreamed that something like that existed. I dreamcasted that shit. PSP and PS Vita were handhelds. Man, why are we talking about fucking video games? Everybody's going to accuse me of being a poser tomorrow if I leave this up. Because I'm not a gamer. And I'm just going to put my hand up right now and admit that. I'm not. I was a gamer back in the day. Like in the 80s when it mattered. California. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. Like I was a fucking OG gamer, guys. But none of this new jack shit. Like I got out of it. I left the game, you know. I hung up the controllers. Hey Fakesagan, I really enjoyed your video on drugs, by the way. You have made some great content since you were back. I love your hour-long videos. Not everybody feels that. Man, I love making the hour-long videos. But I always feel self-conscious when I do. I'm like, man, nobody wants to fucking listen to me talk for an hour. That's like half a feature-length film. Who the fuck wants to hear that? But I'm glad at least somebody does. Tommy! What's up, Tommy? Neo Geo was far superior of a gaming machine than SNES. Man, nobody could afford a damn Neo Geo. I used to go to the mall when I was a kid and fucking drool over that shit. Because they'd have like the demo one where you could play, and I was like, oh my god, these graphics are amazing! And I couldn't afford it. You must have been a rich kid, Tommy. But I know you weren't. How the hell did you get a Neo Geo, man? Doesn't make no sense. Did your dad, like, pay you for cutting the lawn with scissors? Because, man, when I was a kid, I never could have afforded that shit. That shit was, like, so next level. Like, that only the rich kids had that. And you hated them for it. Although, when I was a little kid, I had one of those Teddy Ruxpins. And I used to bring it into school for show and tell and not let any of the other kids touch it to piss them off. Because I was a troll even then. And I also used to take my Sir Mix-a-Lot Babies Got Back single cassette tape and fucking put it in Teddy Ruxpin so he would be singing about big butts because it was funny. I love your out. That's my Paul laugh, by the way. No, that was a Peter Griffin laugh. What am I doing? The minuscule amount of games. Yeah. I work from home, so I like to listen to long, boring videos. Vids in the background. It's like chewing gum. Oh, so the truth comes out. I'm long and boring. Damn it. I listen to your hour-long videos while I drive or play some boring part in a video game. Damn it! I really am just fucking, like, white noise for people. That's all I am. People go to sleep to my videos. That's all it. I'm like, what is it? ASMR, AMSR. What's that shit where it's like therapeutic? Fuck you guys. I have important ideas. Take me seriously. Damn it. Time for the Bronx says my dad would get things that fell off trucks. Ah, shit. He was a fucking made man. Nice. Nice. I should have assumed that. I mean, fucking I should have known that. Cause you're from the neighborhood. I mean. But you know, I always kind of, I mean, okay, I'm probably going to piss you off, Tommy, but whenever Italians talk about having connections to the mafia, I kind of roll my eyes. Like, it's always like, yeah, right, motherfucker. Like, if every single one of you guys that claims you had connections to the Mafia actually does, the Mafia would be the biggest damn organization in the country. And it's just a thing, like, you know, I always kind of figure that's like fish stories. But some of you actually do, so I guess maybe you're one of the real deal ones. 75% accurate. Huh. That should have been the tagline. Tommy from the Bronx, 75% medically accurate. Your dad rules. I had an uncle like that. And, wait. So you're talking about your real biological dad got stuff off the trucks, not the evil stepdad, right? Because, dude, if he was a fucking made man, why didn't he have your fucking evil stepdad whacked? I mean, for real, because I would have had that motherfucker whacked. He would have been swimming with the fishes like Luca Brasi. You're treating my kid like that. Yeah, I mean, why didn't he have that motherfucker whacked? Put the cement shoes on that bitch. It's probably they were both connected, I bet. That's what it was. My vids go quite well with GTA and some drink as well. See, man, like, I figure my vids would ruin fucking GTA. Like, you're in the middle of a rampage mode or something, or you're running over a bunch of people, and you got fucking 4 stars, and the FBI's coming after you, and there's some dude with a fucking New England accent droning like, so on my 3rd video back from the video yesterday, I responded to this comment from another comment to a dude who responded to my comment, and I said the following. I mean, really? Like, is that actual good background for playing fucking GTA? Does that enhance the gaming experience? I would think that would fucking ruin it. That would kill my GTA boner real quick. Angry Pool Man says, hey, Fakesagan, I'm about to show my wife your video to Tommy about your guy's stepdads. Real interesting video. Yeah, man, like, I couldn't believe when Tommy fucking made that revelation about his stepdad, I was like, man, me and Tommy are fucking kindred spirits, cause dude, my stepdad used to fucking abuse the shit out of me. He used to kick my fucking ass. He used to hold me at gunpoint. He would pull big clumps of my fucking hair out by the scalp, just like that fucking torture video. That fucking Facebook Chicago torture shit. It was like that for me. And just like Tommy, it only fucking stopped when I kicked the motherfucker's ass. And yeah, that shit felt good at the... Like, I know what Tommy was talking about. Like, how good it felt. Like, oh man, you feel powerful for the first time after being victimized. Only then, it's like, well, how do I stop? Because now there's just a part of me that wants to kick people's asses. Yeah, I mean, Tommy, yeah, but Tommy, it seems to me like you've actually conquered that. You don't have the kind of fucking problems I do. I mean, Tommy, like, you know, I'm not going to ask you the question whether you have or whether you haven't, because even if you had, I wouldn't want you to admit it, because it would, like, damage your reputation to shit. I don't want that for you. But I doubt you've ever fucking raised your hand to a woman. I doubt you've ever fucking done that shit. See, the problem is, like, even if you fucking start down the path of violence for the most noble reasons, because you're, like, defending yourself or you're defending somebody else, and, like, you've got, like, right on your side or whatever, once you plant that seed in yourself, it's like, strike me down with your anger, you know, and once you do, the fucking dark side begins to grow in your ass, you know, and like, that's it. You're fucking, you, there's no turning back. Man. I mean, Tommy, like, you know, I was thinking about putting this live chat on my channel and not deleting it this time. Do you want me to delete it so people don't fucking see that? Seriously, I'm asking. 'Cause I will if you want me to. My voice is pretty soothing. Oh my god, what the fuck, crits. Well, good, I mean, glad it's soothing to somebody. It don't bother me. Are you sure, man? Because, like, they'll fucking get on you about this. Like, fucking, I mean, I don't know. I think I don't take as much flack for it as Brett Keane does because he denies it and I've been honest. It's kind of a weird thing. Like, I thought when I made that revelation and admit that I've hit chicks, I thought, like, my reputation is going to be shit on YouTube. And, like, it already was. I already had a shit reputation, but it's, like, people just glossed over it. Like, they didn't care. because I admitted it. But it's like when somebody tries to hide that shit, man, that's, you know. Because I think what it is if you try to hide it, they assume you're still doing it. Hey, Fakesagan, I'm about to show... Oh, yeah, I already read that. Okay, I'm having a stroke here. Why do you delete them? I've tried to go back to rewatch some of the old ones. Okay, so I've been deleting my live chats because I'm still learning how to use this live chat software, and it fucking, like, the graphics suck. Like, the resolution is so low that you can barely read the fucking the words, and it, like, the stream kept cutting out and it sucked. But I think I finally found the right settings. I think I finally got it dialed in. So I mean, it's not great. It's still blurry. It still looks crappy, but it's better than it was before. So I might actually leave this one up. But we'll see. I'm not perfect, bro, but I'm perfect now. Yeah, I mean, well, Tommy, you know, like, I don't fucking fault you for doing that shit. I mean, the thing, like, people don't you know, it's so fucking easy to wag your finger at somebody. It's so fucking easy to like get on a moral high horse and fucking shame somebody for mistakes they've made. You know, but like, people don't fucking understand, like, when you're abused as a kid, when you fucking get your ass kicked every damn day, and then you grow up, and like, some woman fucking gets in your face, and like, and like, you try to do the mature thing, like, you try to walk away, you're like, look, you're acting like a bitch, I'm not going to talk to you right now, I'm going to go out and get some space, I'm going to the bar or whatever, and she's just like, no, you're going to stand here and talk to me, nigga, you ain't going nowhere, blah, blah, blah. And it, like, yeah, you know, I mean, shit happens. I mean, shit fucking happens. And I'm not justifying it. I mean, it's horrible, you know. I still feel guilty over that shit. But fucking, I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Brett Keen's new video, Tommy manhandles his wife because he's an evil savage. Yeah, and fucking Brett Keen will make that damn video. He'll never admit he fucking smacked Dawn around, but I know he did. I fucking know he did it. And he put his hand on the Bible and lied. Damn it. I wouldn't hit a woman, but I'd shake the shit out of her, Chris Rock. Yeah, I remember when he said that. I remember Chris Rock. Man, Chris Rock was so much fucking funnier than Dave Chappelle. I miss Chris Rock. The first thing I like to do is make him toss my salad. I've been in at least 200 fights in my life. Yeah, I mean, I've been in a lot of fucking fights, Tommy. A lot. And like, at least in your case, a lot of those were fucking legitimate fights, because you were a boxer. But in my case, it's just like fucking, I can't restrain my mouth and I act like an asshole, so I get into fights. And I'm not going to front like some kind of tough guy. I mean, I've lost more fights than I've ever won. I do occasionally fucking win them, but you know, whether you win or lose, I mean, it's like the Special Olympics. Whether you win or lose, you're an asshole for fucking, you're a retard for doing it. You know. Sup, Case, you ever miss doing drugs? Do you think you lost interest due to familiarity, change of mindset, or religious beliefs, etc.? Well, I'll tell you this. I didn't stop because of Christianity. Because when I started going to church, I was still smoking weed. And I even told my priest that I was doing it. And I asked my priest, I was like, is this cool? Is it okay that I'm smoking weed? Like, is God cool with this? And what my priest basically said to me is, he was like, well, what do you think? Because if you feel like you're sinning when you're doing it, and you feel like it's something that separates you from God, then you shouldn't be doing it. And, you know, like, really the reason why I stopped is I just, man, I got tired of wasting my money on that shit. I mean, look, like weed is great if you're a fucking novice, you know, if you just discover it, There's like this honeymoon, and like it's funny to me, you know. I mean, I used to be such a pothead when I was hanging out with TJ back in the day, and he wouldn't touch the stuff. And now those guys are sucking on the bong all day long, and I've gone like straight edge. But fucking, you know, I mean, when you've smoked as much weed as I have, and man, I've smoked metric tons of that shit. I started smoking it when I was 15. You know, it gets old. I mean, I got to the point where my tolerance was so damn high that I could smoke like 2 fat chronic blunts to the face of like good shit, like fucking some White Widow bud laced with like wax and fucking, you know, just like strong ass weed. And I could smoke like 3 to 4 blunts to the face. And then I could go, you know, I could go have a conversation with like a police officer or something, and they wouldn't know. Like somebody who's trained to recognize when a person is intoxicated, and they would have no idea. Like people would have no idea I was stoned, because that's how much of it I was smoking. Like people just couldn't fucking tell. Like I would be rip roaring stoned, and people would they had no fucking idea. Like my eyes wouldn't even turn red. I wouldn't like get droopy eyes. I wouldn't, you know, my fucking speech patterns and mannerisms wouldn't change one iota, and you just couldn't tell. Like I was the equivalent of one of those hardcore alcoholic drunks that just rolls out of bed in the morning and slugs down half a bottle of Jack and stays fucking drunk all day, and where you know you can't even tell they're drunk, and that's the point I was at. So when you get to that level, it's like, why even fucking drink? Who are my favorite comedians? Oh man, dude, stand-up comedy is one of my favorite art forms. So I could go on all day talking about who my favorite comedians are, all damn day. Let's see, and I know I'm gonna leave a few of them out. The top of the list has to be Bill Hicks. He's always gonna be the first one I name. Anytime somebody asks me, Bill Hicks, Doug Stanhope, Joe Rogan. Oh man, I'm gonna leave so many people out. Patton Oswalt. Fuck, I already know I'm gonna forget like a bunch of people. Bill Burr. I fucking love Bill Burr. Oh man, if I left him out, that would have been a sin. George Carlin. Got to put George Carlin in there. Although George Carlin has said a lot of things to piss me off, but I still got to put him in there. Richard Pryor, motherfucker. Oh, Richard Pryor. He's got to be in there. Fucking yeah, Louis C. Oh, I love Louis C.K. Man, if I would have left him out, that would have sucked. Ari Shaffir, love me some Ari Shaffir. Andy Kaufman. Well, you know, I saw the movie. What was it? Man on the Moon or something, or the one where fucking Jim Carrey plays him. But I'm not gonna front like I'm really an Andy Kaufman fan. I'm not gonna pretend like I really know shit about Andy Kaufman, because I don't. That shit was before my time, and I just don't know. But yeah, guys, I mean, oh man, I could go on all day. I could list fucking stand-up comics all day, because that's huge for me. That's my favorite. I mean, my like I sit around. If you guys ever watch if you guys ever wondered what I watch on YouTube, what my viewing material, I watch fucking stand-up all damn day. That's my shit. I love it. I never get tired of it. And I fucking critique that shit. I consider it, and I think it's an underappreciated art form. And I also think that stand-up should be able to say whatever the fuck they want without like there should be just zero censorship, because I feel like these people are like the shamans of our society. That's what they are. They say what nobody else can, you know. And it kind of heals everyone. What would you say in a safe amount of weed to smoke a day is? Okay, so, all right. Let me address this. First of all, different people have different neurochemistry, all right? And if you have some kind of pre-existing medical condition, weed can be a really bad thing for you. Like if you're schizophrenic, something like that, it can make you have a psychotic break. For the average person, Um, the limit is what your lungs can handle. Like if you're smoking a fucking half pound of weed a day, you're not going to last too long. And that's too much weed. All right. But as for me, like I mean, I always made my shit last a pretty long time, and I would get high all day too. I'd wake and bake, fucking smoke all day, and I'd have to keep on like increasing. So it's like at noon I might have to smoke 2 balls to get high, and then by like late afternoon I'd have to smoke fucking 3 balls, and then by like my last time getting high before I go to bed I'd have to like smoke a fucking blunt just to feel it, because the tolerance increases throughout the day. But I could make a zip last for like, oh man, how long? I can make a zip last like 2 weeks to a month, depending on how good it is. But I will say this, and this is important. Now that fucking people are doing dab, people are smoking that wax shit, you got to be much more careful, because if you don't have some high ass level fucking Cypress Hill tolerance, and you smoke too much of that shit, you really can hurt yourself. Because the thing is, THC lowers your blood pressure. The Edgewood Arsenal actually did experiments on weaponizing THC. They made this stuff called red oil, and they were investigating its use as a non-lethal incapacitating agent for use in warfare. And basically what this stuff was just highly refined fucking hash oil. But they really refined the fuck out of it, like more than any other hash oil that's ever been made. It was weaponized pot. And the Army experimented with it. And what they found was that that it wasn't really recommended for use as an incapacitating agent. They decided to reject it because the chances were too high that instead of just incapacitating you, it would fucking kill you. Because you're like at the levels required in order to make somebody like combat ineffective and just kind of put somebody down on their ass. Your blood pressure was so fucking low that you could have a cardiac episode, you could fucking have a stroke, and you could just die. So with this wax, you got to be careful. I mean, I would say if you're going to do the dabs, definitely don't be doing more than 1 gram a day. That's the limit, I think. Have I ever done coke? Yeah, I did coke one fucking time. One time. And I had mixed feelings about it. I mean, I think the only thing I liked about it was that I felt cool. Like you can't not feel cool when you're doing coke, because it's got that mystique, and fucking it wasn't my coke. Like I was hanging out with this rich dude. I was hanging out with this guy that was a record producer. I know it sounds corny. It's like doing coke with a record producer. What a cliche. But he really was. This guy worked for a label. I swear I'm not making this up. This was in New Orleans. Like, I met this dude at a bar, we were having a conversation, and fucking he's like, hey man, you want to come to my place, listen to some, do some coke? And fucking me and my girlfriend went over there, we were hanging out with him and his girlfriend, we did some fucking lines of coke. And, man, the thing about it is, though, I got wicked, and people told me, well, maybe the shit was cut with something, maybe it was just stepped on a bunch, I don't know, but I got headaches like a motherfucker the next day. I mean, the hangover was so awful. It was terrible. And I'm the kind of person that, like, I back when I was doing that rave shit in the 90s, I could take, like, fucking 1,000,000 ecstasy pills and feel fine the next day. I just wake up early the next day and eat a big breakfast, and I'm like, yeah, I feel great. I didn't get that depression or anything. So I handled drugs pretty well. But when I did coke, I was like, man, this is fucking rough. This is some rough shit. An eighth lasts me a week or two, typically. I'm hoping that's an okay rate. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think an eighth a week is excessive at all. That's pretty typical usage. Yeah, I mean, you buy an eighth, it lasts about a week. That makes total sense to me. And I assume you're smoking all day, like I always did. Because, if you like weed, you smoke it. It's not just like an end of the day when you get home from work thing. Fuck no. You wake and bake. It's your lunch break at work, you go smoke a ball. So yeah, you're smoking if you're smoking all if you're staying high all day, yeah, then yeah, like about an eighth a week is the right consumption. And now if you said like an ounce a week, I'd be like, maybe you're smoking a little bit too much. Could you enlighten us on some entertaining good bad trip stories? I love your drugs video. Oh, I got a lot of good and bad trip stories, man. I got a lot of good and bad trip stories. So what do you want to hear about? Do you want to hear about like a good trip story, or do you want to hear some awful trip stories, some horrible ones? Because I've got both. I mean, I got trip stories for days, man. I've done a lot of fucking drugs, a lot. Funny ass awful ones to be honest. Okay, well, I mean they're not really funny. So the thing is, my bad trips are bad. I mean well, maybe you'll think it's funny, but like they're just pretty horrific. You never like to wake and bake? Oh man, come on, get on my level. You're not even a pothead. What are you talking about here? So anyway, okay. My worst trip. Huh, that's, I really have to think about that. I've had some bad trips. I mean, when I had a near-death experience on mescaline, that was pretty fucking rough. And as far as like just sheer terror goes, just sheer mortal terror, that would take the cake. And yet I'm not going to call it the worst trip. Because, you know, anything that you can sober up from and you're whole, you know, and everything's okay, it's just like it was before, well, then that's not really that bad. So I'm going to talk, I mean, the worst trip I ever had, actually, I think is the time when me and one of my friends, this coworker of mine, we decided to split, well, how much fucking shrooms was it? It had to have been more than an eighth. Fucking what? Maybe they were just really strong. I don't. No. I think we must have had an eighth each. Yeah, it had to have been, because there's no way if it was just half an eighth. And they were pretty fresh though. You know how sometimes you get shrooms and they're not all dried out like fucking popcorn in your mouth, but they're actually kind of still moisty and like they're all still kind of blue, and I don't know if you guys have ever had really fucking fresh shrooms. But man, okay, so we're eating these shrooms, and the first part of the trip was great. Like we're hanging out in my apartment playing music, cause he was a musician too, and he brought his 12-string guitar, and I had my guitar, and we're fucking rocking out. And I swear, like, and we recorded shit, and I did listen to it later, and it was amazing. Like we were coming up with like, and we were just playing in such good harmony. Like I was fucking laying down rhythms and he was doing lead, and then he was laying down fucking rhythms and I was doing lead, and it was great. Like we were coming up with just the most original shit, and it was so fucking good. And we were just laughing at everything, having a good time. And then somehow the trip went sour, and like we both started getting paranoid about weird shit. Like just we kept thinking there were people outside my apartment window, and there weren't. And then like we started getting paranoid of each other, and like I man, like the whole thing is a blur, and I don't remember all of it because this was like when we were both like peaking, but at some point he left, and I'm like in my apartment by myself, and fucking I don't know what it was going on in my head, but I got this impression like somebody was coming after me to kill me. And I left, and I just went and hid in the woods. And like I'm fucking hallucinating bad. And you usually don't hallucinate on shrooms, but I was, and I was like seeing the craziest shit. Like fucking, some of it might have been real. I mean, I won't know to this day, but I thought there were wolves fucking trying to eat me and shit. I mean, it was crazy. And man, at some point, I don't know what it was, but I got this impression like someone put a hit out on me. Like I really thought that someone had a paid assassin coming to kill me. Like I had this fucking weird No Country for Old Men fantasy in my head. Like there was some professional killer coming to get me. And I had my cell phone on me, and I called the fucking cops. I was like, guys, you gotta save me. There's this dude coming to kill me. I know it. I know it. And then I totally forgot that I did it. Like, I had no... I didn't remember that I did that. Right? And I went back to my apartment. And I'm like, man, like, I need to fucking smoke a ball, get my head right. Like, I'm tripping out way too hard. And I got there, and there were all these cops there, and I'm like, what the fuck? Something happened. Like my fucking friend must have gotten killed after he left. Like, the killer got him. The fucking dude that was coming to get me. He saw my friend leave the apartment, and he fucking killed him instead. Because he thought it was me. And it was a case of mistaken identity. And this is going through my head. And in my mind, it's totally real. And I totally believe it. And like, I walk up to my front steps of my apartment, and I'm sure that I'm going to see my friend dead in like a white chalk outline. And like, the trip is just going so dark, and it's like in such a bad place. And like, I fucking go up to one of these cops, and like, there's a bunch of them, and I go up to one of them, and I'm like, is Eric okay? Because that's the name of my friend. I'm like, did he get him? And the guy's like, who's Eric, and who's he? You better start telling me some answers, and they better make sense. Like, I'm gonna say anything at this point that's gonna make sense. Like, I'm gonna say a single thing that's gonna make sense. And I'm like, well, they put a hit out on me, and I know they got Eric instead, cause he left, and they thought he was me, and they're like, who's this Eric guy? Where is he now? And I'm like, he's dead, and that is the wrong thing to fucking tell a cop, right? The wrong thing to fucking tell a cop, cause now he thinks there's a murder going on, right? And he's like, what do you mean he's dead? Where is he? What did you do? And I'm like, I didn't do anything, guys. And at this point, there's like 8 of these fucking state cops, like, surrounding me in a circle. And they're all fingering their fucking holsters, right? They're all looking. And like, at this point, I've got this, like, I must have had this crazed look on my face, because I know my eyes were like just wide, like, because I'm looking around from cop to cop to cop to cop, not knowing which direction the attack is going to come from. And like, my knees are bent, and I'm crouched with like my arms kind of held wide, like in a combat stance, like getting ready for all these dudes to jump me at the same time. And I'm just looking around from face to face to face, and they're grilling me. And they've all got that like angry cop look, and they're all kind of standing with their hands on their holsters, like just and each one of them is fucking grilling me with questions while I'm tripping balls. And like, the peak is kind of over at this point, but I'm still tripping balls, you know? Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And the thing is, like, I look up at my apartment, cause I can see up the stairs to the fucking the apartment door, and it's hanging wide open. And I realized that when I left and I fucking went out to the woods, I didn't even close my fucking apartment door. I left it hanging wide fucking open, and it was cold that night, you know? So like, and by the way, after the fact, when I finally went back in, yeah, my apartment was full of fucking bugs and shit. Some of my shit was missing. I have no fucking clue what happened to this day. But, so anyway, these cops are fucking grilling me. And they're like, what are you on? And I'm like, and like, I've got enough common sense in my head, even though I'm tripping balls, to know, like, you know, I don't want to tell these guys I'm on something, because then they're going to search the apartment. Which I mean, even though the door is open, the law still comes into play, and they can't just, like, start doing a search without a warrant. So I know I'm okay. Like, this is all kind of going through my incoherent head. So I'm like, guys, no, I'm just drunk. I've had a few too many drinks. I fucking that stuff I said about my friend Eric being dead. I fucking that's all just that's the liquor talking, guys. And there's no contract killer coming to get me. I must have just imagined that. You know, I got into an argument at the bar. Somebody fucking said he was going to put a hit out on my ass. He was just talking shit. Like, I'm just frantically trying to talk my way out of this. I'm trying to talk my way out of this. And like, these guys are like, bullshit. What are you on? We know you're at least smoking weed because we can smell it. We can smell it from here. And we walked up to your apartment. We could smell it coming out of the door. So, and that's probable cause, by the way. So what are you doing? What are you fucking on? I'm like, guys, no, really, I've just had too much to drink. I just need to sleep it off, guys. Just fucking leave. Just please, just get out of here. And like, the lead cop at the scene, like the one that all the rest of them are kind of taking their cues from, he just kind of says to me, he's like, look, you know, we wasted our fucking time coming out here, and we know you're fucking tripping on something. You're not gonna tell us what it is, but your eyes are as wide as fucking dinner. Like your pupils are dilated as fuck. We know something's going on. But listen, here's the deal. We're gonna fucking leave. But if we hear anything out of you for the rest of the night, if any of your neighbors fucking call us or anything happens, you're going to jail. And I'm like, yeah, guys, fine, just fucking leave. So they all left. I go back to my apartment. It's freezing inside. There's fucking moths and mosquitoes buzzing around. It's a fucking mess. And here's the epilogue to the story. You know, I drink some water. I smoke a couple balls to fucking relax and chill myself out. I get in bed. I'm about to go to bed and like just try to sleep it off and try to ride out the come down. And I'm still tripping pretty hard. But then there's a knock on the door. And I go to the door. And it's, who is it? But it's fucking Eric. It's Eric. He's back. And and guys, he's all disheveled. He's covered in fucking mud. And he's covered in fucking hay. Like straw. Like he's covered in hay like he was in a... And guys, here's the craziest part, right? There are no cow fields anywhere. There's no farms within 100 miles of where my apartment is. Nothing like that. And fucking... And he didn't have his keys, because I had his car keys. He left them in the apartment. And the first thing, I look at him, and he's covered in mud, and he's covered in hay, and I'm like, dude, where the fuck have you been? Where did you go? And he looks at me, and he goes, I have no idea. I don't know where the fuck I've been for the past few hours. So I would say that was probably my worst trip. And that was up there. That was fucking nasty. And the reason why it's the worst is because the next day, like, when I took stock of things, I was like, wow, man, my fucking quadraphonic Dolby surround sound fucking TV stereo system is gone. Like, half of my fucking... Like, I left my apartment door wide open, and I just left. And it all made sense to me at the time. I was just like, fuck it, yep, I'm leaving. I'm going in the woods. I'm not gonna let this killer find me. Oh, man, it was fucking bad. And the lesson but I did learn a lesson. And I applied it every time I tripped after that. And the lesson is this. Before you fucking take psychedelics, take the battery out of your damn phone and just fucking hide it somewhere. Where you won't be able to think of where it is until you sober up. That's an important thing to do. So that's the end of the story. True story. Well, no, the house was relatively clean before. It damn sure wasn't after. No, adrenochrome. Oh, yeah, so I've seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, too. And I read the book. But the whole adrenochrome thing kind of proves that Hunter Thompson is a little bit of a liar, because there never was and never will be such a drug. Like, if you fucking look into that shit, there's no such thing. You can't find it. Yeah. So. Yeah, I call bullshit on that one. Lord Gricknash says, in high school I drove on acid once, didn't crash. But I don't remember that drive home at all. I don't remember. Yeah, I've driven on psychedelics too. And I've driven piss drunk a bunch of times. Of course, all of that was when I was young and dumb. I would never do that now, because I know enough now and I've seen enough to realize, like, you're putting other people at risk too much. It's just it's kind of an immoral thing to do. So. But, when you're young and dumb, you kind of overestimate your own abilities, and you think, oh, I'll never hurt somebody. I'm Superman. I can do anything. So, that's kind of a thing. Whenever I tripped, if anything in my house was out of place, it bugged the fuck out of me. Yeah, I mean, little fucking things, and I will never know. I mean, guys, to this day, I have no idea where I got the idea that somebody put a contract out on my life and that there was some mafia hitman coming to get me. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know, guys. It all made sense when I was on a head full of good ass shrooms. I can't explain it. I don't know why. But I believed this completely. And as far as calling the cops, I didn't have any fucking guns back then. I mean, thank God. If I would have had a fucking gun during that trip, holy shit, I don't know what I would have done. I would have done something so stupid. And that's one of the reasons I don't trip anymore, you know? Because it's like I own guns now, and when you own guns, you really can't trip. You really can't fucking get pissed drunk. Because who knows what you're gonna do. As my own experience proves. Anyway, guys, if you don't mind, I think I'm gonna go smoke me some vapors. Some of the vape-a-dape. First, let me get some background music going on. See what we can get going on here. Let's see here. What shall I guess I'll just use my song that's kind of been becoming my channel theme. Why not? Sure. I'll be right back, guys. When I played that song when fucking crazy Ted Allen was in the audience, he said, "This makes me feel like I'm waiting in an elevator on my way to go to a rave." I love crazy Ted Allen. That guy's funny. Should have put him on my list of favorite comedians. Oh man, I need to go get a new atomizer tomorrow. Shit fucking tastes like burnt cotton. Ugh. Ugh. Isn't the whole purpose of vaping the ability to do it indoors? I do not like to vape. Okay, so I have like this fucking like storage closet that I go to vape in because I don't like to vape in my room. And the reason why is because when you vape, and I can only imagine what fucking Brett Keene's room must be like. There must be like a film all over everything. It's kind of like when you cook too much bacon on your stove, and then that vent hood at the top gets that layer of film on it, that greasy fucking, cause vapor is like, it's vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol, and it leaves this sticky film all over everything. And I don't want that shit getting in my microphone. I don't want it getting on my little recording studio thing. I don't want it getting in the vent fan of my computer. I don't want it on my fucking monitor. I don't want it on my books. I don't want that shit all over everything, you know. I don't like it. So, I'll take it in my lungs. Yeah, it can go in there. But not all over my room. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, Barry Bletnick. It's like, if I have to inconvenience myself even a little bit, it does cut down on the habit a little bit. Because if I was just vaping here at the computer desk, I'd fucking vape all day. And I do anyway, but I'd be vaping way too much. Yeah, I definitely need to get a new atomizer, though. Man, that stuff tastes like shit. Ugh. And I've been buying the cheap-ass vape juice, too. Because I'm broke as shit. So fucking broke. I mean, when I do my fucking e-bagging, it better be a hit, or I'm gonna be out on the fucking street. I don't even have enough money to pay rent this month. I'm fucked. You've only done those cheap e-cigs from gas stations. I never coughed that bad from bong hits. Yeah, those cigalikes. Yeah, they call those cigalikes, and those things are a fucking ripoff. Because I mean, they are cheap, but they don't last that long, and you don't get that much vapor from them either. So if you get a decent mod, in the long run, you're gonna save money. But really, I mean, the object is to quit, and that's what I'm trying to do. It's just, the problem is when I went out on the road as a trucker, man, I was doing so fucking good for a while. I was only vaping first thing in the morning when I wake up, and then last thing at night. And during the whole day, I didn't vape at all. And I was down to the 3 milligram fluid. Now I'm back up on the 6, and I'm fucking vaping all day. Because what happened to the job? I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. Because, see, okay, so let me talk a little bit about trucking. Now, as you guys know, I was using my CDL for like 2 years. I was like an over-the-road trucker for 2 years. And then I stopped. And I didn't drive trucks for 10 fucking years. I went 10 years without doing it. And the problem is, and what happened to me and where I went wrong, is that I forgot over the course of that 10 years why I stopped trucking. It's like 10 years was long enough for me to forget. And then start thinking, oh, hey, I've got this CDL, I should use this, right? I can make money with this. Well, what I forgot is how truckers get fucked. I mean, you just get fucked by these transportation companies. They fuck you over. It's like sharecropping. It's so damn crooked. And there's no protection for workers in that industry. Like, you have no recourse when you get fucked over. And the thing is, like, I was out on the road working my ass off, just busting my ass, getting no sleep, driving thousands of fucking miles for 2.5 weeks. And the paycheck, I mean, the amount of money I earned, according to them, was like $960. And I should have made way more than that. I mean, that's slave wages. But on top of that, they took out like 800 of it for a so-called student fee. And then they only cut me a check for fucking $90. And, you know, the guy in the company told me, hey, on Monday, we're going to send you out in your own truck. And then you're going to be making the big bucks. Well, Monday came and went, and I didn't hear anything from him. So, you know, they never fired me, and I think the reason they never fired me is because, you know, that way I can't, like, collect unemployment. So technically I'm probably still an employee of this company. But, you know, they're not returning my calls, they're not returning my emails, and they're not saying anything to me. So all I'm doing at this point is, and everybody's saying, oh, you should sue, you should sue. Like, my real-life friends, they're all like, oh, you should sue. Look, when you fucking sue an employer, and I've been there and I've done that, I mean, it just doesn't work out. Like, I've got a great quote here. This is a quote from a former Canadian Prime Minister. Let me see if I can pull this up. Give me a second here. This is by former Canadian Prime Minister John Turner, okay? And he says, substantive and procedural law benefits and protects landlords over tenants, creditors over debtors, lenders over borrowers, and the poor are seldom among the favored parties. And that's a great quote. I really love that one. And it's true. And the point is, you know, if you're poor, the law is not on your side. You get fucked over, you really have no recourse at all. So I'm not going to take this attitude of like, oh, I'm going to sue, oh, I'm going to get justice, oh, I'm going to collect unemployment. No, because even if I do collect unemployment, the checks aren't going to start coming before my rent comes due. And then I'm going to get used to sitting on my ass, not doing anything. And then when the unemployment runs out, then it's like I don't have a job, and I'm used to sitting on my ass. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing for the past few days, and that's looking for a new fucking job. And I've been applying at all kinds of places. Everything from fucking driving forklifts to being a bouncer at a strip club. I've been putting in job applications all over fucking town, and something's going to pan out. So, back to the mechanics. Nah, because nobody fucked me harder than that job. I mean, they fucked me over really bad too. I mean, for one thing, they advertised the job at $1 more per hour than they actually gave me. And then after they hired me and I filled out the paperwork and everything, they said, oh yeah, we're actually going to pay you $1 less per hour. And fucking, they fired me right before Christmas. And they didn't even state a reason. It wasn't like, hey, you've been coming in late too much, which I haven't, by the way. I'm just using examples here, hypothetical shit. It wasn't like, hey, the quality of your work isn't good enough. Or, hey, you know, we don't like, you know, like they had nothing bad to say about me. Because I've been doing my fucking job and doing it good. The only thing they fucking said is, hey, we had a discussion and we're letting you go. That was it. Right fucking before Christmas. And then I got the trucking job after that. So the point is, when you're a blue collar stiff like the Fakesagan, you get fucked. And you get used to getting fucked. And there's two things you can do about it. You can go one way or the other. Either you can get a bitch-ass victim attitude, oh, the man's keeping me down, and fucking try to sue everybody and try to collect benefits and shit. And if you do that, you just dig yourself into a deeper hole. Or you could fucking just plow through. Just keep soldiering on, get another fucking job, and keep going. And hope you have better luck next time. And that's all I'm gonna fucking do. But I'm also gonna fucking e-bag. Like a shameless fucking Brett Keane bitch. I'm gonna do it because I don't have a choice. If some kind of fucking miracle doesn't happen for me this month, I'm fucked. You know, that's just the facts. So, I don't know. It is what it is. How'd I learn to be a mechanic? By being poor. That's the answer. I mean, the thing is, when you're broke and your vehicle breaks down, and that vehicle is what you depend on to put bread on your table, it's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to fucking sit around and cry about it? Or are you going to fucking fix that shit. And oh, you don't know how to fix it? Watch fucking YouTube videos. There is a YouTube video for any problem that could happen in your life. There's a YouTube video to tell you how to fix any component, any system of any vehicle ever made. And there will be some redneck showing you step by step how to do it. Showing you every damn thing. No matter what make, model car you have, what it is, fucking like, the starter broke on my fucking 1956 Chevy. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You fucking type it into a fucking YouTube search. You will find some redneck that's sitting there. Well, here, first of all, you do this, and then you do this, and they will show you step by step how to do every damn thing. And after a while, after you've owned a bunch of different shitty vehicles that you bought used secondhand off of Craigslist, and they break on you all the time, you start to learn a thing or two. And I've gotten to the point where I can pretty much do brakes on any vehicle. I mean, that's kind of my specialty is brakes. I'm good with them. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter, drums, discs, whatever. I can fucking replace, I can bend a hard line. I can fucking replace fucking flex hoses. I can change calipers out. I can fucking rebuild drum brakes and do the spring kits and all that shit. I'm not really that good at bleeding master cylinders yet, but I'm getting there. But the point is, when you're poor, you have to be a mechanic. You don't have a fucking choice. You can't be poor without being a mechanic. Because we all depend on fucking vehicles to live. And you just, it's something you have to know. You like, if you will fucking get to that level where you start learning a thing or two. Did my job work out? I mean, I don't know. Guys, it's the craziest thing. I might still have the job. I mean, I might get a call tomorrow. Hey, we're sending you out in your own truck. Off you go. Or I might not. I don't know. But I'm not going to sit around and wait to find out until I get evicted from my place. Like, what I'm doing right now, and the stage that I'm in right now, is fucking applying all over town for other jobs. And if the trucking thing still turns out to be a thing, then I'll just fucking tell these other jobs, hey, guess what, guys? I found something else. I'm doing something else. Whatever. But I'm hedging my bets. That's the smart move. So, it is what it is. So, since I've worked on cars a lot, do I have enthusiasm for cars? No, not at all. No, I have no love for fucking mechanic shit. It's something I do because I have to. I don't have a choice. I don't enjoy it. Like, I fix cars because when my car breaks and I need my car, and I don't have a way to get to work without it, it's like either fix it or starve. So I fix it. That doesn't mean I enjoy it. That doesn't mean I like it. I fucking hate doing that shit. Well, I don't hate it. I mean, it has its moments. So the satisfaction of a job well done or whatever, But it's not like right now you can't donate anywhere because the reason why I haven't been able to e-beg is because I haven't been able to find any banks that'll give me a bank account. And I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. So the last time I went through a major move, and I moved from one city to another, I had a bank account in the city that I was living in. And then I packed everything I own into the back of my pickup truck. Not the one I have now, but my last pickup truck. And I'm moving to a new city. And, it's a long road trip. It takes me a couple of days. And when I get there, I go to an ATM to withdraw some money. And I can't get any money out of my bank account. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I call my bank, and guess what? My bank doesn't exist anymore. And I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? So it's just one of those crazy things. While I was on the road, my bank got bought out by another bank, a larger bank. And all of a sudden, my account was subject to the rules of this new bank, which now owned my account. Because they bought the other bank. And all of a sudden there's all these fees that I didn't sign up for, like fucking minimum account balance fees, inactivity fees, fucking we're Jewish and we're going to take your money fees. And all of a sudden, instead of having a positive balance in my account, all of a sudden now I'm in the red, fucking hundreds of dollars, right? So I call this new bank that now owns my account, and I'm like, hey guys, how about I just pay this money that you say I owe you? So send me a bill in the mail. And they're like, okay, we're gonna send you a bill in the mail. The bill never comes, so I can never pay it. And now I go to open new bank accounts in the city that I'm in, and dude, you can fucking troll me, man, but don't spam like a motherfucker. That keeps me from being able to read everybody else's shit. Get out of here. So anyway, where was I in the story? So I'm trying to open new accounts, and there's this thing, if you're well-to-do, then you don't even know what this is, okay? But if you're poor, you do know what this is. There's this thing called check systems, and they basically, if you owe any financial institution money, no other financial institution will look at you. So, I had to really do a lot of research, but I finally found this one little mom and pop credit union that's like, yeah, we'll give you an account. We don't care that you're in that. But they're going to charge me like $10 a month just to have a checking account. So it's like every month they deduct $10 just to be willing to do business with a poor person with bad credit. I'm willing to take that hit, because that way I get fucking, man, this guy has like a bunch of accounts and shit. This is crazy. This explains why there's suddenly like 26 people in here. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, once I get a debit card in the mail, and then I'm gonna set up a fucking Patreon and a fucking GoFuckMe and a PayPal and all that shit, So I'll be begging it up with the best of them, begging it up just like the rich folks do. Can't you PayPal or Patreon or Patreon? Okay, okay. To sign up for PayPal, you have to have a credit or debit card for them to put the money on. Because let's say that you put money in my PayPal account. Well, how does the money get from PayPal to me? They have to have some kind of card to put it on, right? And you can't just do that with one of those green dot fake debit cards that you get at Walmart. You have to have a real account that has your address connected to it. And the same goes with Patreon. How does the money get from Patreon to me? Because they're not just going to mail me, a wad of bills in the mail, and they're not just going to cut me a check. You have to have, Anyway, just take my word for it, guys. Because the explanation is long and boring, and it's just going to ruin my live chat session. So. No, I haven't set up a GoFuckMe account yet. I still got to do all that shit. Man, people are sliding the fucking chat hard. Looks like I got a Keenster audience. Well, and what can I say? And the thing is, I'm approaching the magic number. You guys heard me talk about this before. Like, YouTube is all fun and games until you get 500 subscribers, and then you start just, it just gets lame. Like, your audience starts expecting things from you and wanting you to do the same thing you've always done, and it just starts to suck. So it is what it is. Well, my audience is all trolls anyway. It's par for the course, man. Welcome to the internet. Gotta roll with the punches, man. I've been doing this for a long time. 10 years on YouTube, baby. Oh, yeah, I still haven't seen the Brett Keane crying thing. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, it's probably fake, though. I mean, they're probably crocodile tears, right? Because it's Brett. You become a prisoner in your own palace. Yeah, more or less. It's kind of what it's about. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm getting tired of doing the work of blocking all these sock accounts. So I'm going to mod some people up. Hand out some props. The people I know are legit. This guy seems pretty legit. Here you go. Just have an army of fucking mods. Let's see him deal with that. Yeah, use it, man. Yeah, you might be Legion, but so are my army of mods. I'm gonna keep modding people up. Just like this. Then I don't even have to go to any effort to fucking ban your ass. I can just sit back and relax. Because people like to exercise power. That's its own reward. Let's see here. I wanted to get fucking what's this? Oh, I'm freaking scrolling up way too high here. There we go. Oh, speaker box. There we go. Oh no, he's already good. Okay. Go to channel. Close. Snakebit Ghost. Yeah, he's a good one. Fucking mod him up. There we go. My faith is lacking favor of Nick the Dick? I don't understand that question. So, I don't get it. Well, I'm okay if a few innocent people get caught in the crossfire, Sea Beach. You gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet, you know? I had a book called The Essential Calvin and Hobbes when I was a kid. I love Calvin and Hobbes. And Bloom County. Oh, Nick the Dick was the spammer? Okay. I have a short-term memory for trolls. I didn't even remember. Man, how long have I been fucking live streaming? I feel like I've been doing this all day. I start like 11:30. Okay, so we're coming up on like an hour and a half. All right. Yeah, Bloom County was the shit. Bill the Cat, man. I loved it. Now we're gonna talk about the funny pages. There's no real good comic strips these days, if you ask me. It's like the heyday of that is over. Oh, come on. Don't even kick this guy out because I want to make fun of him now. He's busting out Captain Awesome shit. That's fail trolling, man. You're behind the times. Ah, well, it's too late. He's already got kicked out. Good job, Speaker Box. I won't fault you for that one. Awesome, I had most all of Wutterson's log. And yeah, I think the last good strip was the Boondocks. Maybe depending on your taste. Yeah, man, I forget that the Boondocks was a fucking comic strip because I just noticed the cartoon. I was just having a conversation about that cartoon with one of my roommates earlier tonight. That's weird. Serendipity, baby. And of course, as you guys know, I no longer believe in coincidence. I don't know. I kind of think Ocean pwned Captain Awesome by getting him to release that sex tape because that's how everybody found out he had a small penis. He could have hidden that fact forever. You know what I mean? And it's like he might be cooler now than he used to be. Like I actually watch some of Captain Awesome's videos these days where he's like hitchhiking and talking about MRA stuff in that trailer there. Because remember, I was a Captain Awesome fan. That's why I started interacting with the guy to begin with. But it's like, you know, we all know he's got a 2-inch dick now. Once you open that box, you can never close it. The genie is out of the bottle. Ocean is a pretty name. Yeah, it's not a real name. It's a nickname. But she does kind of go by that quite a bit in real life as well as just on the internet. Kind of like me with the name Case. Yeah, the hitchhiking stuff was interesting. I mean, it's always interesting when somebody actually does something on YouTube besides just wag their jaw. And like I said, when I start e-begging and, if the money rolls in, I plan on getting some GoPro type shit so I can do like some outdoorsy stuff and make YouTube videos out of that. Do I still keep in touch with her? I talk to her once in a blue moon. I mean, like, I don't like talk to her every day or anything, but I talk to her about as much as you should talk to your ex when both of y'all are in new relationships, because it's like, I mean, she's my ex. Like, how often should I really be talking to her? It's naturally not going to be an everyday thing. No, not water spirit, like the African, It's like the voodoo love spirit or something, love goddess, something like that. Hey, why don't you guys do your job and freaking ban this guy because he's sliding the chat? It's making me miss all the freaking comments. I don't want to have to scroll. That's too much work. I'm relaxing. There you go. Thanks, Grick Nash. Man, I was wondering why the fucking the total viewers suddenly went up to like 35. I'm like, man, I'm not this interesting. There's no way 35 people are fucking watching. I should have known it was a bunch of sock accounts. Do I watch ContraPoints? What is ContraPoints? You'll have to fill me in, Xsplash. Xpla. ContraPoints used to be called Nicotine 2 or something. I think he got a sex change. Nicotine 2 got a fucking sex change? Are you for real? You're fucking kidding me. Dude, I remember Nicotine 2 from back in the old YouTube atheism days. How can that guy get a sex change? He was all fucking cut and shit. And he was pretty buff. So that he must be on some serious hormone replacement if he's getting a sex change. I mean, I'm not really surprised. So I always thought that guy was kind of gay back in the day. But I didn't think he was like an actual fag. I just thought he was gay in like the other sense, you know? Wow. I've got to look this up. I mean, if it's Nicotine 2, if it's the person that we're all thinking of here, this can't be right. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm going on the main YouTube page here. I'll look this up. Look up ContraPoints. See if it's Nicotine 2. Now I want to know. And who was it that Nicotine 2 was fucking dating? I know he was dating this one obnoxious bitch that was kind of big in the YouTube atheist community, and she ended up going to, or the two of them ended up going to Inmendum's house together and taking pictures of it. Or no, I'm thinking of somebody else. Who the fuck was that? What was that chick's name? She like made some video of herself like standing in a waterfall, but she wasn't even that hot, and it was funny. What the fuck was that girl's name? Naomi or something? Was it like Naomi? What was it? Naomi Knight? No, not Peach. It wasn't Peach. Naomi Chalmers? No, it was Naomi something. Fact versus Religion. Yeah, Fact versus Religion. That was her fucking name. She's the one that stood in the waterfall. And I'm mixing them up with fucking Soup Excellency and Naomi Chalmers because that was another obnoxious YouTube atheism couple. Yeah, there we go. Man, it's been too many years. That shit was such a long time ago. And yeah, Peach. Oh man, Peach. I remember that shit too. Peach and fucking Coughlin. And then she left him for that gay guy. Yeah. Would I fuck Blair White? Who's Blair White? I don't know who this is. I'm looking up this ContraPoints though. Do this right now. I can't. Oh well, that's definitely a tranny, but I can't tell if it's fucking Nicotine 2. I gotta. Let's click on the channel here. Why white nationalism is wrong. uh, let's see. Baltimore, Anatomy of an Uprising. Fat accept. Oh man, this is horrible. Wow. Wow. And this alpha males video, is that the golden one right there? I Holy shit, this is such cringe. I need to watch this person's videos. I'm leaving this page open so I can check it out later on when I'm done live streaming. This looks like a gold mine right here. Anyway, who's Blair White? What's Blair White? Somebody fill me in. I hate missing jokes. Hey, Nate Wheatshelf, what's up, man? Wonder what happened to Rabbit Ape. I was thinking about Rabbit Ape the other day, you know. The Texas dude with the shaved head who was studying to be a firefighter. I don't remember him, but I remember Rabbit Ape. I definitely remember Rabbit Ape. He used to always say, "Oh my science." It's like, "Oh my science." That guy was funny. Blair White's just one of those alt-light tranny YouTubers. That's a thing? Alt-light trannies are a thing? God, 2017 is so weird. I've lost the plot. I can't fucking... I can't even keep track of the ridiculousness anymore. It's such an interesting time to be alive. It's like I said in my last video, the memes have become real. It's like, you know, the most interesting thing about the times we're living in now is like, who can you trust? Who can you trust? I mean, you hear something reported on the mainstream media, and the first thing that comes to your mind is like, this could be entirely fake. Like, if I was watching, and I don't care who it is, I don't care if it's like Fox News, CNN, ABC, NBC, whatever. If I'm watching some mainstream news tomorrow and they say, like, Russia has declared war on the U.S., like some big serious news story, I wouldn't know whether to believe it or not at this point. I would just be like, bullshit, fuck you, you're lying. But then it's like, what is our alternative? Like, people fucking talking on YouTube and fucking the alternative media and shit. Alex Jones, that's the alternative. It's like, who can you... Like, you just can't believe anything anymore. It's just a strange time. Golden One's response to what video is hilarious? Piggies Go Moo. Fill me in. I think I lost the plot. Let me scroll up so I know what we're talking about here. Instead of asking people to repeat themselves, I should just use the scroller, I guess. Let's see. Candy cane? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, I'll check it out later. I'll just go through Golden One's videos and look for all the responses. That'll only take 10 hours. Oh, the counterpoint. Okay. He left a oh, he didn't make a video, he just left a comment? Well, shit, I'll check that out right now. Let's look through the comments. I'm not going to watch the video, but I'll look through the comments. Let's see. Oh, it's only 11 hours old, too. Wow. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pause that before it even starts, because I'm not going to watch it. Let's see. See, but if Golden One left a response, I would expect it to be... Oh, there it is, right here, 9 hours ago. Okay, first and foremost, you are but a dog, and I am your master. Yeah, that's Golden One, all right. Secondly, I expected more, to be honest. In sharp contrast to most leftists, you are actually quite creative and pleasant. Huh. Alas, I didn't really see any valid arguments, only trying to tie me in with other groups I have nothing to do with, straw man arguments as well. There are a few statements which I have never made, which makes the video intellectually dishonest. You can go through my videos and check for yourself. You should have done your research better. Also, quit the alcohol. I guarantee that you will feel more fulfilled and happy without it. Yeah, really. Drinking the fermented Jew is a form of degeneracy. Good for you, based Golden One. You tell him. You tell him, Golden One. I'll have to check that video out later. I'm going to watch and see what he's responding to. What's my view on Onision? I am not up to date with the new Onision. I don't know. I don't know what Onision is up to nowadays. I remember when I last left Onision, it was just when he was like doing the whole furious straight edge vegan thing and making weird videos about pissing on bums and stuff like that. I don't know what his shtick is nowadays, because he mutates pretty quickly, just like I do. So you'll have to... He's as monstrously insane as ever. I mean, look, I think Onision is a pretty good content provider, you know, for the same reasons that I watch Gary. I mean, he's interesting. You got to give him that. No matter what he's talking about or what kick he happens to be on, he's interesting. So can't take that away from him. Some of the songs are kind of... Oh, he's doing music again? Huh. Yeah, I'll have to check him out. I'll give it a shot. Is he still going by Onision, or does he have like another channel now? Oh, Gary is as consistent as they come. Gary has been saying the same shit since I made that Fakesagan Pones and Mendham video way back in the day. He hasn't changed an iota since then. We need to amend YouTube to the way it was. I see what you did there. Who's twice as popular as TJ? Talking about Onision? Doesn't surprise me. He's more creative. I mean, like, what does TJ really do these days? Like, you know, I don't know if people remember TJ from back in the day. There's a lot of new fags around. TJ used to do poetry. He used to draw art and shit. I mean, like, you watch his videos these days, and what the fuck does he do besides talk about mainstream media pieces and just give like whatever the fucking prevailing opinion on the internet is. Like that's all he does is fucking pander to like it's just it's so boring. It's just like he's become Sexy Phil. That's it. Only Sexy Phil is better at it. I don't know. I miss the old days. No, I wouldn't even call him a low rent Howard Stern. I don't know. Because, I don't know. Do I think that Gary is a troll and once he gets off the internet, he's just a normal, sane guy who has his life together? No, I don't. Not at all. No. A normal, sane guy wouldn't be living like that. I mean, what do you think that house is like a set? No, no. He's the real deal. He's a crazy guy. Yeah, exactly. He makes a video every 3 hours, and that's another thing. Like, when would he find time to be a normal fag? You know, that doesn't add up. What do I think about the Myers-Briggs personality test? Myers-Briggs personality test. I think it's bullshit, and I haven't taken it, so I don't know which archetype I fall into. I don't know if I'm like a field marshal or whatever the fuck stupid categories they have, or architect or whatever the fuck. I mean, I don't know. It's dumb. I mean, any fucking attempt to like pigeonhole people into categories like that, give me a fucking break. It's pseudoscience. I mean, they might as well be like. I mean, look, if you believe in Myers Briggs, you probably read the astrology column in the newspaper too, and you're like, and you think that your astrological sign is you, and it tells you everything about yourself, right? I mean, fucking give me a break. This dopey dumb shit. We need to fly Gary out to the bunny ranch. That would improve his outlook on life. It's getting him out of New Jersey. No, you'll never get him to fly anywhere, though. They would remove his ass from the fucking plane so fast. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh man. Like, if you try to put Gary on a plane in the morning, he will be in Guantanamo Bay in an orange jumpsuit by late afternoon. That guy, give me a fucking break. Not gonna happen. He's probably already on a no-fly list for threatening that fucking judge. Yeah, exactly, L. David Oduko. So he says, I don't believe in Myers-Briggs. I can be introverted and extroverted depending on my mood. That's the thing. Like, and I've been saying this from day one. The person that you are, and I'm talking about the core of a person, changes from minute to minute depending on who you're interacting with, the social circumstances that you're in. We all reinvent ourselves on a day-to-day basis. I mean, there's a different version of me depending on who I'm fucking interacting with, and I think most people are that way, and that's perfectly normal. And it's one of the reasons that I feel the way I do about the criminal justice system, because it's like, who are you punishing? You know, the guy that was a murderer a couple years ago might be a saint today. People fucking change. They change all the time. And they change dramatically. Tommy says, was that and oh, I can't read this. I need to go back up. Ah, fuck. Computer sucks. Okay, what does Tommy say? shit, I fucking missed it. No, I can't. Okay. What was that? Anaconda Beach. Oh, he's... Okay. About the only thing I disagree with in Mendemon is his bizarre stance on What is his stance on circumcision again? Can't remember. I mean, I'm sure he's against it. I'm sure that he thinks it's like, you know, like religious superstition, and it shouldn't be practiced. I mean, Gary has a weird thing when it comes to genitalia. I don't know how many of you guys have noticed that. Like this whole fixation with him going back and forth with his acolytes that say, oh, you should support you know, people getting forced vasectomies or whatever so they can't procreate, and then he adamantly defends this position that life wouldn't be worth living without your nuts, or life is horrible, but it would be even worse without your nuts. Well, there's nothing strange about the fact that he takes that stance, but the fact that he keeps talking about this, and he must realize that these people telling him that are advocating that are trolls that are fucking trolling him. If he doesn't realize that, he's a fool. But it just keeps going, and you're wondering, like, when are you gonna stop talking about this, Gary? And he doesn't. Oh man, there's something going on there. It's weird. He promotes circumcision, so he's in favor of it? Why? I don't understand that. But here's okay. So here's the thing, though, and here's the real question, right? Why does he have a stance on circumcision at all? Why is that an issue for Gary? You see what I mean? He's got this weird obsession with male genitalia that I don't understand. Like, there's something going on, and I'm not saying he's gay. I don't think he is gay. But it goes weirder than that. It's like, have you guys ever read about Paracelsus? And like how Paracelsus was like a eunuch, like he had his dick cut off at some point, Game of Thrones style, and fucking that's why he like wrote that shit about creating homunculi, because like he thought that fucking if you spilled your seed and you masturbate and like you come anywhere, it like the cum will like turn into a monster or something. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like fucking in Mendham, like I'm not saying he's gay, but he has some weird obsession with male genitalia that's like there's some weird psychological shit going on that I can't begin to fucking understand. It's something freaky. I saw a video where Gary says if a woman gets pregnant with his baby and she doesn't have an abortion, he'll either throw her down the stairs or kill her. If he wasn't so hilarious, I would say he's evil. No, he is evil and hilarious at the same time. You can be evil and still be funny. Let's not pretend that those things are mutually exclusive. They're not. I mean, look at Charles Manson. Evil and funny. His line is that if you're intact, you're not fucking the woman, you're fucking your foreskin. I can kind of see... I can kind of understand his point with that. I can. But it's weird. And why does he care? Because he's not fucking anybody. Why does he even care? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird that Gary has an opinion about this. He's not having sex with anyone. Give me a fucking break. I don't know. When I think about Gary, it hurts my head in like a wonderful way. I mean, it's kind of fun to speculate about that guy, but I don't know. If you think about it too long, you'll go as crazy as he is. That's the problem. Gary's good in small doses. Why would anyone care about anything? Well, if it affects you, there's reasons to care, right? If you're actually having sex with women, then it makes sense to have an opinion about that. But if you make YouTube videos in your house all day and feed cats, why would you care? Like, why would you even have an opinion about it? That's my point. I think it makes sense regardless. Well, I don't know. I mean, so okay. Well, let me put this one to you then. Would you care if your mom got like gang raped by a bunch of uncircumcised dudes? Because by your line of reasoning, like, they're not fucking her, they're just fucking their own foreskin, right? So did she really get raped? I mean, it's kind of an absurd position. I mean, I understand it to a point, but it's silly. And I have read that women who experience pain during sex, and not all of them do, like it's there's a certain percentage. Like one of the theories as to the reason why is that most men are circumcised, so too much of the like moisture gets out. Like it's not like when you have the foreskin, it forms a seal with the vagina, and it keeps those vaginal secretions in there where they belong, so you're properly lubricated. But like if the dude is circumcised, then that's all like getting out. And man, I love the direction this live show is going in. You guys are awesome. I see what you did there. Can you believe I'm a YouTube Christian now? This shit is great. Globally the norm is to not be circumcised. You're correct, but I'm talking about the United States. He's mentioned past relationship. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I think Gary is a virgin or anything. Um, Although it wouldn't really surprise me if he was. Um, but like, I don't think the guy has a well-developed social life. I don't. Like, you're never gonna make me believe that, because there's no way he can turn that personality disorder off. There's no way he can just be like, okay, I'm gonna put Ephilism down for 5 minutes and get laid, and sweet talk this broad over here. No way. Like, she would say the wrong thing and it would set him off, and he'd be shouting in her face like a fucking lunatic. And probably get a restraint. I bet that guy's got like so many restraining orders against him if he's actually interacting with people. He has to. I mean, well, I know he's got I mean, didn't that judge actually put a restraining order against him for himself? Didn't something like that happen? So it's like he actually can't go to court now. I guess if anybody I guess if anyone in his local community like presses or sues Gary for something, he has to just concede in absentia because he can't go into the court. That's funny. Yeah, there's numerous videos where I discuss that. See, the problem, C Beach, is I closed my last channel down, and most of the videos where I talk about that were on my last channel, the Fluffy Kittenist. So you can find them. There's people that have that archived. I think the Fakesagan archive has it. Um, you know, but yeah, I've talked about that ad nauseum. So no offense, but I really don't want to talk about it again if I don't have to. Do I think that JF knows that BK is full of it and ignores it for views, or is blissfully unaware and thinks he can be saved? I'm gonna leave that one alone. I've made my opinion quite clear, on that topic. So no comment for the time being. Would you say you're happier with a faith instead of none? Yeah, I would. Definitely. Because the thing is, you know, when things get really rough, like they are now, um, I can pray, and it's a source of strength. And of course, that sounds very corny to a secular humanist. Um, Whatever. Doesn't make it any less true. Yeah, Sea Beach, I mean, it's out there. You'll just have to look for it. It's out there. The truth is out there. Just look for the fluffy kitten. I mean, anybody who's got the fluffy kittenist stuff. And I think the guy's name is the Fakesagan archive. I don't know if Zarash has bothered to mirror that. I mean, Zarash is usually my main archivist, but I don't know if he bothered to archive any of that stuff. But I think even Jesus Freak himself has some of those videos mirrored on his channel, so you might be able to find it there. I don't know. It's out there. Lord Gricknash says Zarash has it. Yeah, so there you go. Well, no, I mean, look, I don't. Yeah, it's my life. I gotta live it. I don't fault you for asking this stuff. Just understand, Sea Beach. Like, people have asked me to explain this so many times, and it's not a short explanation. I mean, this is lengthy, in-depth stuff. Like, how did you come to convert to a religion? I can't just rattle that off in like 2 minutes. And after I've said it like a bunch of times, I just, try to put yourself in my shoes. JF mentions it in his recent vid. Yeah, I know he does. And if you look in the comments section, you'll see a little exchange between he and I. So, but the headspace I'm in right now, as far as that goes, is if he gonna be cool, I gonna be cool. I'm not gonna be the one that fires the first volley, even though he kind of already did that. But I'm trying to let it slide, because I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he is a brother in Christ. So, you know, the next move is his. I'm going to try to just do my own thing, give him a pass. Did I actually give Jesus Freak a bunch of money? You don't have to ask me that question, man. There's video evidence of me giving him a bunch of money. You actually see the bitcoins get transferred to my PayPal and thence over to his wife's PayPal. So you don't have to take mine or anybody else's word for that. And plus, you have Jesus Freak on record saying, "Hey, I got $1,000 from Fakesagan." So yeah, that happened. Although, I do take issue with the phraseology here because the way I consider it, I didn't give Jesus Freak a bunch of money. I gave Stephanie a bunch of money. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, and they're not just saying this about me, okay? They're saying this in reference to everybody who donated to that little thing. They're saying, well, look, Jesus Freak just didn't want to sacrifice his lifestyle, you know, now he's talking about getting cable installed on a bunch of TVs, and he's buying all these expensive guns, and blah, 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 so did he really need the money? Well, look, whether he needed the money is neither here nor there, as far as I'm concerned. Because the way I look at it is this. If, I'm using the word if, he's the kind of guy who isn't willing to sacrifice any of his own lifestyle in order to give his daughter what he needs, then hypothetically, in that scenario, she wouldn't have gotten what she needed. So, the way I look at it, making sure that she got what she needed was the right thing to do. And I'm not going to hold her accountable for any of the sins of her father. And I want to point out again, before everybody flies off the handle and goes, oh, drama, I used the word if. We're talking hypotheticals here. So, it is what it is. Yeah, you know, and look, I'm more than willing to get along with JF. JF is upset because he told me some things on the phone about himself and Brett Keane. I didn't like those things. And, you know, he said I'd appreciate it if you keep it off YouTube. I didn't keep it off YouTube. I'm not going to delineate this line of separation between YouTube and like, off YouTube. Not when you're a person who I only talk to on the phone because I know you from YouTube. You know, if you say something to me, like, yeah, you expect to, I mean, and Palm Jam was a fool. Giving me those fucking tapes, thinking I wasn't going to release that shit. But I think he knew I would release it. You know, he grandstanded about, like, how immoral it was for me to do that, and then, like, less than a week later, he's got the shit up on his own channel. And, you know, I mean, fucking, give me a break. See you later, Sea Beach. Thanks for coming. Or Snakebit, or whoever's leaving. Who's leaving here? Oh, it's Snakebit, okay. Well, I'm heading to bed now. It's past 1:30, and the dogs usually wake me up at 4. Good night, everybody. Yeah, good night, Snakebit. Thanks for coming. I get confused. Internet drama is the best drama. Yeah, it is the best drama because it's pure. Oh, GDF is here. I got to go ahead and give him his props. I'm just going to make all the cool people moderators. That's the way it should be. Am I open to questions about the Holy Spirit? Yeah, sure. Ask me something about the Holy Spirit. But I might not be able to give you an adequate answer, and if I can't, I'm going to say that. Hey, Michael Scott. It's going all right. How about yourself? Who would win in a boxing match, Brett Keane versus Gary? Gary, for sure. He would mop the floor with Brett. He would wreck him. That's just my opinion. Because the thing is, Brett Keane has the weight advantage. Brett Keane is a big guy. I mean, he's not just wide as all outside. He's fucking tall too. That's what a lot of people don't realize. That's a big guy. But the thing is, When you lay in bed all fucking day and get no exercise at all, and you smoke like a fucking chimney and never exhale, he would throw one punch, and if he misses, that's it. He's out of steam. Like, he better not miss on the first punch, because then he's out of steam. He's going to be standing there huffing and puffing. And Gary, now I'm not saying Gary is like in the best shape or anything. I'm not saying he's like a physical fitness fucking paragon or anything like that. But the guy has rage on his side. I mean, like, I have to assume that when Gary loses his temper, he could fucking do some damage, you know. I think he would fuck Brett up. But I don't think Gary could beat me in a fight, though. Just one man's opinion. He's fit for his age, yeah. I think he would fuck Brett up. My money would be on Gary. Do I think God designed every person who has ever existed? Or just Adam and Eve? I think God has a plan for every person who's ever existed. And now, I'm not a deist, per se. But I do think that, you know, to some extent, there's other factors besides divine intervention that are guiding the kind of person that you're going to be, like genetics. So, there's my answer. Everything's predetermined. I am a determinist. Yeah, I'm not a Calvinist or anything, but I am somewhat of a determinist. Of course, God's Dark Fist can tell you a lot more about predestination than I can. This is his territory. Yeah, but IQ only goes so far, like I've always said. I mean, it measures one form of intelligence. And there are many other forms. If you have a high IQ, you're a great bean counter. Congratulations. Gary would win. Brett loses his breath, dangling his feet behind him. But he struggles to hold his weight on his arms while recording. Oh, man. Is this just going to turn into a manatee bashing session? Have I become the drunken peasants? I got to set my sights higher than that. Boy, I've been talking for a long time. Covered a lot of ground, but most of it's been drama, hasn't it? Start my own podcast. I don't have the equipment for that yet. I mean, maybe after I've been e-begging for a while, or if I do actually get a good job that pans out and the boss doesn't fuck me over. I don't have, man. I'm gonna be. It's gonna be a miracle if I even pay my rent this month, dude. I can't be thinking about making podcasts right now. I'd love to, man. There's a lot of things I'd like to do, but we'll see. One step at a time, sweet Jesus, one step at a time. Oh no, there's free will, Mango Brulee. Oh come on, man, this is 101 level shit. Are you really gonna try to hit me with that dumb paradox? There's free will, but it's still determinism because God knows how you're going to use your free will. Come on, man. Come on. This is like Sunday school shit. Why don't we get a second chance after we die? If I found out I'm wrong, why is it fair that I can't atone for that? Okay, so here's how it works, Baudelaire. But I you know, obviously, do I really know how it works? No, of course not, because I've never been dead. But here's the Orthodox conception. I can tell you that. I can tell you what my priest has told me and pass it along. So here's how it works. God's love is everywhere, and it remains the same. And if you were somehow able to sneak out of hell, like do a jailbreak and get into heaven, it wouldn't work. It would still be hell for you. Because the way you experience God's love depends on whether or not you can accept it or not. If you're the kind of person that's just really defiant against God, then you're going to experience his love as pain. Like, let's use the metaphor of some ugly chick hitting on you. You know, if she was a 10, you'd love it. You're like, this is great. The girl of my dreams wants to fuck me, right? But if she's like 300 pounds and covered in acne and she's hideous and she looks like Brett Keane, you're like, oh, this is awful. I'm in hell, right? Well, God's love is like that, right? So if you're a sinner and that's what you delight in, and you're rebelling against God, then his love feels like an all-consuming fire. But if you delight in serving God and you love him, then his love feels like warmth and light. And the way the Orthodox conception is this. It's not like when you die, you know, if you're an atheist who genuinely believes that there's nothing, it's not like you're going to die and then God is going to say, ha ha, you made the wrong bet, fucker. Now you get to burn in hell. No, it's not like that. In fact, my priest even said to me that there's differing schools of thought within Orthodoxy. But there is a school of thought that believes that people of other religions, even atheists, might be saved. And they might attain the kingdom of heaven. Because if you're pursuing truth, and that pursuit of truth leads you down the wrong path, that's not a willful rebellion against God. That's you making a mistake. And God knows what's in your heart, and he's going to judge you based on that. But what we believe is that if you've spent your whole life in a state of rebellion, your soul isn't suddenly going to change when you die, right? Because that's just how you are. By the same turn, if you've lived a righteous life and you delight in the things of God, your soul isn't suddenly going to change when you die, and you're going to suddenly fall from grace and go to hell. It's like when you cross that finish line at the point of death, you're established. You are what you are, right? Your chance to fall, or your chance by the other turn to repent, has come and gone. And by the way, atonement, that's Western shit. So I can't tell you anything about that. That's Roman Catholic shit. We Orthodox don't spend a whole lot of time at all with the concept of atonement. It's not really part of our purview. Now, repentance, of course, the changing of one's mind, yeah. But atonement, no. We kind of consider that it's arrogant to believe that you can atone for your sins, because Christ atoned for you. That's what he did on the cross. So you don't atone for yourself. Like you don't have to whip yourself. You don't have to tell yourself you've been a bad, naughty boy. None of that. Christ did the atonement. If you're atoning, if you're wearing like a hair shirt and chains, beating yourself or whatever, that's pride. That's arrogance. So, hope that answers your question. Best I could do. But it's coming from a neophyte Christian. It's coming from a catechumen who doesn't really know what he's talking about. So why don't I like the Apostle Paul? The Orthodox Church considers his writings scripture, and they consider him a great saint. Yes, they do. And I've discussed this with my priest. I've let my priest know that I can't seem to reconcile myself with Paul. And my priest likes Paul. And he says, well, you'll come around, you just don't get it yet because you're a newbie. And he might be right. But if you're asking me what my problem with Paul is, you shouldn't have to. Because I've got detailed videos up about that on my channel. Not the old one I closed, but the current channel that I have now. Go watch them. They're up there. Can I tell you what a cause, an effect, an event, or even an object is? So you want dictionary definitions for those words? I don't understand your question. God's Dark Fist says Paul is my fave. He was the first apologist. How is that a good thing? I mean, I feel like... Listen. I feel like Christ's message is so powerful, and it speaks to the core of who we are, that it shouldn't need any defending, okay? It shouldn't need apologetics. The Bible commands this, the Bible commands that. God's Dark Fist. Bible schmibel. You and your Jew book. I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying. Look, I'm not shitting on the Bible, okay? Look, I love the Psalms. I read it. I love it. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in the Bible. There is, okay? And especially the four Gospels, of course. I love the Gospels. But the epistles, man, you could save that shit. You really can. Fucking save it. Because as far as I'm concerned, you know, it's all about Christ. That's what it's about. And you got to keep the focus on Christ. Does God have shape, form, and structure to his being? Well, we know that we're made in his image, so I guess he kind of has to. Although the Holy Spirit I would consider is without form. Although he has occasionally taken on form, such as a dove, but really I think he's formless. You know what was the war cry of the Reformers? It means Scripture alone. Oh, that was. You know, that was the war cry of the Reformers. It means Scripture alone. Sola Scriptura. Yeah, Sola Scriptura is fucking dumb. I hate that one. I have heard it before. I hate it. And that's fundamentalism. Like, what is more important, the letter of the law or the spirit of the law? You know, if you read something in fucking 1st or 2nd Corinthians that makes you think it's okay to fucking be a gay basher or fucking treat somebody like shit or be a sexist or whatever, or what have you, and you really think the living Christ would be cool with that, you really think Jesus would be like, A-okay, man, you're doing it right. God, that's misguided. That is so fucking misguided. What did Jesus mean when he said, "Woe to ye Pharisees and scribes"? What was he talking about at the Sermon on the Mount? That's the core of our faith. That's the essence of it. And how soon did we all just become Pharisees again? Keep the important thing is that personal relationship with Christ. That's what's important. Go ahead and ignore my heresy, God's dark fist. I don't care. I don't care what anybody else thinks, because I don't put my faith in a man, any man. Only Christ. And I think he'd be cool with what I'm saying. Anyway, though, this live show has gone on for 2 hours. It's feature length, and I think that's long enough. And this time, I'm going to leave it up. So you guys have a great night. Thanks for coming. Keep it fake.